And it was great because they even showed that in the movie. And that's cool because unless you're a content creator, you know, you're not really gonna like really feel that. But when I saw that, I was like, bro, that's so real. You'll finish something, you'll be like, let me take a break. And then you'll see your supporters like, you know what I'm saying? Miss you, want you, like what you're doing, comment something neat, da-da-da. And it makes you want to get right back up, bro. So I love that. Welcome back to the Stanley Live channel. Today we're gonna be watching a video for the one and only the homie CellSpex. K-pop Demon Hunters blindsided me. If you guys don't know, this movie has been going absolutely crazy all over the internet. People are saying it's the new version of what original movies should be, and now we're gonna get into it. I did watch it. I do have my opinions, and let's begin the glaze. I'm not gonna lie.
This one came completely out of nowhere for me. I haven't been particularly enthusiastic about many Netflix releases for a while, and I don't know a particularly large amount about K-pop. I'm not really a concert goer.
Right.
So I sort of waved off K-pop Demon Hunters.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie with this one. They gave the hood, they gave the trenches K-pop, gang. I ain't know about K-pop. The only K-pop I know about is this one. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this film, bro, they might have done something, bro. It might be time, bro. I'm talking about, I might start being on stuff like, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie, bro. It might be that time, bro. I might go K-pop, bro. N-pop. B-pop. Hey, let's go B-pop. Black pop, bro. Let's do it.
Gimmicky title, which yes is a little ironic given my
tradition
good of really hating generic one-word titles. I should have been way more grateful at a title that is just way more directly about what the movie is actually about. But in my very checked out state that I've been in for the past several years, I completely missed that this was a Sony film, and also failed to see a trailer where I know otherwise my enthusiasm would have been much higher.
Right.
Because this movie has already rocketed itself to being one of the best of the year.
Agreed. If you guys haven't watched the movie yet, bro, go ahead and do yourself a favor in watching the movie. It's genuinely just a good watch. Go over there, turn your brain off. Not turn your brain off because you have to, but turn your brain off in the sense of like, I'm here, let me enjoy what I'm looking at, and you'll have so much fun. It's not like turn your brain off so that you could just mudge and grudge through the movie. It's like, nah, don't look too deep into it. This is not that feature film. This is not that da-da-da-da-da. It's just a good, entertaining movie. Like, that's what it is.
And that's with it having an admittedly
very
Rose. CW feeling premise, though you can easily get people on board by comparing it to Totally Spies or Buffy. But
Totally Spies! Oh, that's an amazing poll. That's an amazing poll.
Many of the tropes in this film have been done before. Its cinematic quality makes this exceptional fun.
Right.
The minute I saw how snappy and expressive and amazingly designed our leads were,
right.
I was hooked on this film. The animation never stops delivering. From singing the music to its fight choreography. Not
a single second did the animators take off in this movie, gang. Start to finish, this movie was beautiful, bro. I love the way that was stylized in the whole entire thing, especially with the ways that they're moving the frame in what, threes, just like Spider-Verse. It was great.
The sharp, exaggerated visual comedy.
Every single one of these were fire. I love this scene so much, bro. Real last from this movie.
The avalanche of blink and you'll miss it, tiny details in the visual storytelling, delivering them in subtle, quick delivery that there is always something new you can find on rewatches. And yeah, of course, it's that now classic Spider-Verse-esque 2D, 3D hybrid with the altered frame rate with tons of anime touches. Pretty much my favorite style currently.
Right.
But then you add that our lead characters are also incredibly funny and likable, work amazingly off each other, and are such a believable
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Give me a girl like Mira any day of the week. I'm Team Mira any day of the week, boy. If you can put Mira personality in a bottle, get that to me. Team Mira any day of the week. I ain't gonna lie, that's overly my body. And she tall. Team Mira any day of the week, bruh. If you don't know who Mira is, this is Mira, this is Zoe, this is Rumi. But yeah, let me get a Mira any day of the week, gang.
Tight friendship, and I love each one of them. Granted, this is a trio.
This one's mirrored. This one mirrored. This one's mirrored right here. You feel what I'm saying?
Personalities that you have seen before. The energetic one, the deadpan one, and the normal one. This is pretty much the friends from Turning Red. Though these variants also have the subtropes of the cute one, the tough one, and the traumatized workaholic. And then you add that these songs are absolute bangers.
Fire!
It's really hard to make a band that sounds like it could stand up to existing pop stars, but all of these songs are incredibly catchy and danceable, and especially in how the movie visually delivers them. The songwriters from this film came from kind of all over the world, honestly, but there were definitely some that were rooted in South Korea, including at least that the singers for Takedown were 3 of the members of Twice, which through my exhaustive research of looking on Ranker appears to be how much I especially enjoy is the first 15 minutes. Hell, the first 5 minutes might be my favorite intro to a movie in recent memory, in terms of expositing the premise of the pop singer.
It kind of felt like the same thing that they did with Sinners a little bit. Not saying it was like, I'm not saying there's a part with Sinners, let's get that straight. But like, you know where they're going through the generation of times, how people in Sinners, it was music, but in this one, it was music, dance, and being a cultural phenomenon, and how that was what was keeping the world essentially at peace and together. And they took you through the times. They did the same thing in K-pop Demon Hunters, and it landed again. It landed again, bruh.
Demon Hunters with montages of eras of music, which
this was fire.
Look very American, introducing our leads via fan-funny interviews in terms of what they love about them, first seeing our girls carbo-loading before a concert before realizing demons have hijacked their planes, and then going, oh, not this again, heading right into a bopping song fight sequence, but still futzing with their noodles, then jumping...
Ironically, this was my least favorite song. I was like, oh, maybe the songs throughout this joint aren't actually going to be that hard. Because this is the first song of the movie. I was like, oh, maybe the songs of this movie is not going to be that great. I was wrong. It goes Golden, the last song, and then Soda Pop for me, and then this song right here. Yeah, it goes that for me.
Out of the plane onto the concert stage. Animation, music, and comedy firing on all cylinders. Oh, also, gonna be a little smug about this, director of Wish Dragon. I got a weird amount of shit for liking that movie, but Wish Dragon had an absurdist sense of humor.
I didn't watch it.
Definitely highlights this movie, so y'all can shut up. And even the post-concert almost vacation, where we just about hit max cozy. I don't know what it is about this scene where they're all walking in the hallway, but I could just watch this on repeat forever. But also, if you're one of those people that mourns the delicious-looking movie
valid picks,
abandoned, then this scene might be a little hard to watch. And all this before we get the official introduction of our rival.
You know what I also really liked about this movie? It just spoke to me. Obviously, this is going to sound like Glee is I work a lot. No, I liked how they were workaholics, bruh. Like, I like how just like creator to creator, artist to artist, content making people. Like, the thing is, you'll really sit back and you'll be like, dang, bruh, I'm so glad I just did whatever I did, whether it's like their K-pop thing, whether it's like doing the 30 days thing, and you're like, all right, bruh, after this, I'm gonna hit a break, bro. Like, I'm gonna chill. Like, I'm gonna relax. You feel what I'm saying? And then all it takes is one thing. All it takes is one thing. You see somebody leave a comment, yo, this video's fire. Stanley, where you at? It just takes one. It just takes the smallest thing ever, gang. And I want to acknowledge it because people acknowledge hate comments and stuff all the time. But the flip side of that is what y'all don't know. When y'all be giving creators the support and they see that, Joe, it don't matter how tired you were before, you gonna be like, oh, I'm ready to get back up and make more stuff. That's why, like, no content creator for real can stay away from anything too long, bro. And it was great because they even showed that in the movie. And that's cool because unless you're a content creator, you know, you're not really gonna, like, really feel that. But when I saw that, I was like, bro, that's so real. You'll finish something, you'll be like, let me take a break. And then you'll see your supporters, like, you know what I'm saying? Miss you, want you, like what you're doing, comment something neat, da-da-da. And it makes you want to get right back up, bro. So I love that.
In the demon boy band dedicating to taking down the hunters. In fact, it may be a little disappointing to admit that the first act is my favorite, because it's the scene where the girls are together the most, and I really do love when those.
It makes a difference.
Together. This isn't to say that I don't love the rival demon boys, but when the middle of the movie becomes a series of random meetups between Rumi and the demon to work through what their deal is, I'm just not as invested in them as much as I just love seeing the girls together. I mean, admittedly, even then, their interactions are, like, appropriately dorky, even if this guy talks like the stereotype of every guy from a romance novel. However, through them, we do establish the intriguing lore about how the series handles demons, which really are metaphors for people's shame and their flaws and the parts of themselves that they want to hide, even as the movie still shows them killing most of them. I do like this angle, but they certainly could have done a lot more with it.
I do think if they took this movie and made it a 2-hour movie instead of a 1 hour, 30-minute movie, that it could have had the opportunity to be better. Because I agree with her. I would have rather seen Rumi interact with Zoe and Mira way more than I would have rather seen her interact with Jin-Woo. But that's more so because the thing between Jin-Woo and her was kind of built up rather rapidly. You get what I'm saying? And that's just because they're on time constraints. There's only so much that you could do, budget, all that. That's why we feel like that. If they had more time, it's not necessarily that we would get to see more Mira and Zoe interactions with Rumi. It's that we would have been like, okay, we had time to actually mess with Jin-Woo a bit more. Jin-Woo, what was it? Wait, what is his name again? Yeah, I said Jin-Woo. You can't cap. He looks like Jin-Woo. Is it Jinu? I forgot the pronunciation. I'm not gonna lie, he Jin-Woo for this video. It's Jinu. Okay, appreciate that. I was dead about to call him Jin-Woo for the rest of this video, gang. But yeah, it would have gave us a chance to actually mess with Jinu way more.
Especially when it comes to Zoe and Mira, which they do establish have history and aspects of themselves that they struggle with, but we spend so much time with Demon Boy that we don't have quite enough time to see them explore that. And I love these girls so much that I do see that as a massive loss. Now, while the mockery almost feels redundant at this point, yes, it is incredibly funny how this movie does fairly excellently what Disney has been trying and failing to do for most of the 2020s. Encanto aside, in terms of making memorable musicals, including an exceptional villain song, adorable plushable mascots, and strong, likable POC women protagonists. Though Disney hasn't completely failed in that department, it's just that all of their best examples have been from television. But specifically, one of the—
I was talking about this in a different— I don't remember what react I was talking about this, but it was basically the forgotten part of the industry that movie people are doing a lot is that they're not making things entertaining. Like, they're making things that's supposed to be entertainment, but they're not making it entertaining. Like, for example, right? We get from the sense of this video that for example, right? We could say easily Rumi and Mira are strong, independent women who don't need people. You get what I'm saying? Zoe's a little bit different. Her character is built up on pleasing people. You get what I'm saying? But you notice how they didn't have to say that a single time necessarily. Like, and even if they did, you notice how it didn't have to be slid in the show every single time for me to understand that they didn't need no this whole entire time and that they'll be fine without no K-pop dude or none of the like. And I was saying that they did this in a very entertaining way. So a lot of the things people were saying online about a previous movie that I was watching was that they'll slide these topics in, and the reason that people don't like it is because it's jarring and they feel like they're making content and stuff political or like, you know, debating and stuff like that. But it's like things like that have always been in the media. The easiest one to point out is Sokka being a misogynist and then learning his ways that a girl is just as able as a man can be in any type of space. You get what I'm saying? But the thing is, they did it entertaining so that you could get the message and then you could also enjoy the show. Most people are just doing the message and it's not entertaining, and that's making people think that the show's trash. So they did a good job of just message inside of the show, but it doesn't take away from the entertainment. It's actually a part of the entertainment. This was a good representation of what Disney's supposed to do.
The aspects where Disney has been particularly weak that K-pop succeeds in, that I did mention for Moana 2, and
facts.
Is also a factor
Leader
in
facts.
Elio, is failing to create memorable side or even background characters. Like, Bobby, their manager, is so cute and likable and funny. He loves and supports his girls so much, but the most baffling thing is that he is voiced by Ken Jeong. Like, that guy is capable of being cast in a role that's not an asshole? Granted, most of the Saja boys are pretty much just designs. But hell, some of the background fans are more memorable gag characters than the entire Moana crew. And given all this current positive hype, it is a shame to consider that this wasn't a theatrical release, except limited. And ultimately, this is the consequence of studios being too scared to release original animation in theaters. But might also be following the
I would have loved to see this inside of a movie theater, gang. No bad.
That I kind of wondered if we'd eventually get to, where all originals would be digital releases and only the sequels would be in theaters. I mean, I would definitely see a Huntrix origin story, anything to get more of a movie with just the girls. Look, I understand the struggles of the industry, and currently Elio's low numbers don't exactly give a whole lot.
We don't speak about Elio. We don't speak of it. We don't talk about Elio on this channel. That one was a letdown.
Lot of confidence, especially considering that
the reviews were so bad that I literally couldn't force myself to go watch it, gang.
an additional hurdle that K-pop has is that this is technically aimed
And
at
I
a
like
more
to give
teen
anything
and
a chance, bro.
teen demographic rather than the broad family that animated movies are usually aimed at, and that is part of the reason why I mourn that we didn't get this in theaters. If this had been even moderately successful, that could have shifted the needle in the industry in so many ways,
Facts.
while also somewhat understanding their hesitancy. But also,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Flag on the freaking play. Elemental was so boring. I damn near almost timed you out. I love Elemental. Elemental was fire. Pun intended. It wasn't intended. Elemental was amazing. I disagree. But to each their own. I loved Elementals.
also having one of the biggest pros to its potential success, that it's a musical. And as much as Hollywood for some reason has been terrified of those, the soundtracks of musicals have repeatedly proven to be substantial benefits to advertising for their films.
For sure.
And as of now, it's kind of just another Netflix release that I fear will soon be buried under the avalanche of other forgettable Netflix releases.
Yeah.
Does anyone really care about Squid Game Season 3? It's already been proven that even if they're not necessarily roariously successful, things released in theaters do tend to do better even on streaming. But we'll save it to some other time to really dig into what the advantages or disadvantages are to theaters versus streaming are. Either way, I am genuinely happy with how well it's been received so far, and I'm glad to see a big studio is still taking these kind of big swings and being decently rewarded for it. And I guess it's hard to shame people for being unaware and not supporting original animation, when in my mind the only animated films coming out for the rest of the year is Bad Guys 2 and Zootopia 2. Yes, I will still push for Elio. I did like it more than Elemental, but it's still hard to eagerly
No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I disagree though.
push past people's lack of enthusiasm with just, it's good. So let's get a sound off on what other animated films are coming out this year. And we will be getting Coyote vs. Acme, eventually.
And that was a fire video up until the end. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you... that was a fire video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you comment twice. K-pop up top. I'm going to see you on the next one. Goodbye. Peace.